Hey everyone, I hope you're doing well, enjoying your day, feeling good, appreciating life. As this goes out to the internet, we'll see who joins us today. But whatever happens here, it's all perfect. There are no mistakes. So, one of the things I was thinking about today was what is our sole purpose? Why are we here? A lot of people really don't know why they're here. Or if they think they know why they're here, that might not be the right reason as well. Because if we're trying to figure out our sole purpose from our mind, the ego, that's not our sole purpose. So, our first thing we need to do first to understand our sole purpose is to remember who we really are, not intellectually, but feeling this within us, this deeper place that the spirit, the soul, the consciousness, all that is. And you can tell when you're in this space of consciousness that you feel a sense of a deep peace, a sense that all is well. So when you're feeling this, feeling your soul, you're peaceful, you know all is well, and you just feel relaxed and a little bit of a detachment from all things. So I see some people joining in here. So if you have a question, let me know. I also have a link there too in the restream so I can see your comments. Well, actually see your name in the comments. And I do have my cards out here. And I can do some other things as well. If you need healing or something like that, this is the time I allocate to the Beyond Head Trash group and the Relief from Chronic Illness. So basically talking about our soul purpose is, when first you need to know that you are soul and deeply feel that you are soul by feeling relaxed, at peace, a little detached from life, that you're not so caught up in the emotions of the world, the difficulties, the hardships, realizing that there's nothing to overcome, nothing to battle, nothing to fight. For all those conditions, if you will, actually make that sticky and make it hold into place, keeping it firm. Because what you focus on expands. That's the law of attraction. So we just want to feel good. The highest priority right now is to feel good, to have this emotional state. So hello, I see a Facebook user. I don't see your name unless you hit that restream link. Otherwise, you'll need to say your name so we can have a conversation here without me pulling up my phone, which is way over yonder, and see who is here as well. Yeah, so if you have periods of peace and alignment and healing, but have not been able to be constant over the years. Hey, Tammy. Yeah, so that's one of the games the mind plays. I got it, I lost it. I got it, I lost it. But to realize you really can't lose it. It's always there within you. And if you're not feeling peaceful, content in this moment, then the mind has an unresolved issue. There's something going on in the mind that needs to be solved, if you will, that's pulling you out of this moment. Because when we're at peace, we're aligned, we're fully here. So if you're not feeling that peace, it's an indication that you're not in this moment. You're in the emotional story, the thoughts. So we just got to remember, when you're not feeling peace, that all is not well. Come back into this moment, come into your spirit, your soul, and let's inquire within you. How do I move through this? How do I handle this difficulty, this challenge? And we just simply relax. That there's no magical answer outside of you. The answer is always within you. So my primary task is get you back onto you, tapping to your own wisdom, your own way of being, and clearing that head trash out of the way so you can hear your own insights, your own wisdom. So that's what I pretty much do, is get rid of the conscious and unconscious head trash. All these mental stories that we're not even aware of, that are really making a mess of things. And the biggest example I have of this is, a 30-year-old woman with never could have a good relationship. They would always fall apart. She never understood why. She always thought she was doing her part, if you will, in the relationship, but it never worked out. So we dove into that, and I saw something from when she was a very young child. And I asked her, why am I seeing you sitting in a crowd watching something? What's going on here? And she said, oh, that's when we moved to this area. We were watching a dance recital, and I know I couldn't participate because I just moved in and I didn't know the routine. Ah, so you didn't feel like you were good enough or worthy enough. So we dove into that, not good enough, not worthy enough, cleared up that head trash so she can have a normal relationship. And it's causing all sorts of issues in her life, not feeling good enough, not worthy enough, not deserving. But that little incident from age 5 or 6 had impacted her for decades, because there's that little seed buried in the subconscious that created so many problems and issues. That's where we have to really just slow it down, tap into who we really are, and see what's going on. And it's helpful too if you have someone to help you point out those blind spots, if you will. This keeps happening, this pattern keeps happening over and over again. I can't see a way to break it, escape it. I'm like plagued by karma, if you will, that these things just keep happening over and over again. It's because we're not aware that there's something in there, a belief, usually not we're not good enough, we're not deserving enough. So if there's any questions here, I have cards as well. If there's any kind of questions for the cards, then I can tune into them and see what's going on. Yeah, so that's a big thing too with Tammy. You don't want to judge yourself for losing the present moment. Oh, upset, I'm angry, I'm not feeling good. We don't judge or condemn ourselves ever. That's not a helpful energy. So when you're feeling off, you don't beat yourself up. You just come back into this moment till you feel at peace, till you feel good about yourself. The feeling good is really the number one priority for us. So since Tammy is here, the only one that I see, I'll pull some cards and see what Spirit wants us to talk about in regards to Tammy. I'm just going to do 2 cards, that's all I'm feeling. And let's take a look from the Shaman's deck where we're going to focus a little chat here. Oh, this is perfect. For Tammy being a sound healer, this really makes a lot of sense. The initiation card, action. And then the song, that's the harmony, the balance, about acting from within and acting from within, not acting from the mind. So perhaps you're trying to figure out, how do I get my music into the world? It's not our job to figure it out. Our job is to relax into who we really are, come into balance, back into harmony with Spirit, then act from this deeper place to do this step, to do this step. And an indication that you're in the mind is very goal focused. The mind will be so focused on the end goal, it will ignore all the steps in between. So we have to realize, that's my intention, that's my goal. We let it go. What's the one thing I can do right here, right now, that will make a difference? And that's what you really want to focus on. That's the Bhagavad Gita. Don't focus on the fruits of your labor. Focus on the fruits. Focus on the task at hand. So we let go of the fruits. We focus on the task at hand. And that's hard for the mind to do. The mind always wants to rush. The mind is impatient. The mind wants instant results now. And I think that came about through the invention of the microwave. Push a button and you instantly get your item heated up and cooked. Now, the old-fashioned way, it takes 20 minutes, 30 minutes, or an hour or two to make a meal. So it just changes. So does that make sense, Tammy, that you really need to start acting more from who you are, not the mental demands? And if there's any more questions in here, let me know. This time is allocated for you. And if not, we just want to sit here and just relax. Deeply relax, coming into this moment, feeling our feet on the ground. And just knowing all is well, all is unfolding in perfect order, even when it makes no sense to the mind, because we are spirit. Yeah, so you're making that transition between the old job to the next part regarding healing. But maybe they're not really telling you to cut ties. Maybe they're just saying move more into that. Maybe not cut off your complete stream of income and let that feels right to you. But maybe you cut back your hours and you start to allocate more time for the healing. And you find that balance, you find that tipping point where you can make that cutoff. Because you need to be mindful that if you cut off your income stream, your mind may go crazy. It may start protesting. It really may create an amplified story that, oh no, you have no money coming in, you're going to be destitute. All these kind of stories the mind comes up with. So you just need to be mindful if you can handle that or not. The mind going crazy, if you will, with that lack of income coming in. Because to be an entrepreneur requires some resiliency, some determination that no matter what, all is well. But the mind will freak out. So you might want to do an ease into that transition to see if you cut back, working 4 days a week instead as opposed to 5, or working 3 instead of 4, and allocating that 1 day to the healing business. And doing that transition might be easier for the mind to accept. But ultimately, you know what's best for you. Do you have the mental fortitude to deal with the protesting mind? Because you may think you may get these instant results in your business, and it may not happen. It's not bad or good, it just might be a little delayed. But just be aware the mind's going to really scream and protest in that. So we just have to see if we have that mental fortitude for that to happen, for that to occur. To take that leap of faith. And sometimes we do need to make that leap of faith in ourselves. But we don't want to do it blindly, if you will. We want to see if things really are in place, then we can do that. But you just want to slow it down and see if that's the right path for you. Yep, you can. There's all sorts of things that make money. Yes, absolutely. So let me see with this. Yeah. I just pulled a nurture card for you. Just make sure that you're taking time for yourself. When you start a business, the mind will really get into, I got to do this, 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 I got to do this. More doing, more doing, more doing. And we ignore the self-care, the nurturing. I make my nurturing a priority. My self-care comes first. The meditation, the daily reading, the daily exercise. Then I can start working on the business. But I make myself a priority first. So I'm strong and healthy and have the mental fortitude to deal with the daily challenges, to deal with the life experiences that come. Because it's not all, rosy and shiny, if you will. There are some challenges. It gets a little bumpy at times. So we just be mindful, that's all. And I do have some more time here. See, there's a couple people watching. If you have more questions, anything that you want to dive into, if you want some cards pulled for you and see where Spirit wants to guide you and talk, we can do that as well. But we really need to make time for us. We need to make us a priority. And I always repeat the Zen phrase on this because it makes so much sense. To meditate for 20 minutes a day. And if you're too busy, meditate for an hour. That we really need to make this a priority. But I usually don't recommend 20 minutes of meditation for people that are just beginning. It's too much. It'll just amplify the mental story. It will add into the head trash. I began with 5 minutes a day. Some people can start with 30 seconds, a minute. There's no hard and fast rules on how to meditate or how long to do your mindfulness practices. We simply want to stop when we can no longer bring yourself back into this moment, that we're so caught up in our mental drama or story, we can't come back into this moment. So we get up, we walk around, we do something else. We break that story. Yes, it is hard sometimes to get that enough self-care. But even if it's 30 seconds, a minute, just to remember who you really are, to tap into the true you. And maybe it's bedtime, maybe 5 minutes before you actually lay down and sleep. You take just 5 minutes. Once again, there's no hard and fast rules. You just want to connect with yourself, your real self, daily. Even if it's for a moment, just to tune into who you are is enough. We just want that daily reminder to allocate time for ourselves and just trust that everything will work out perfectly. Even when the mind doesn't understand. So yeah, for people that don't know my story now, when I was very sick, I never thought about healing myself. It was too big of a leap for the mind. I lost the ability to walk from multiple sclerosis, suicidal from bipolar, arthritis, migraine. This is an impossible leap for my mind. So I read that meditation brings inner peace. So I focused on meditation. Then I discovered when I was meditating that I had thoughts, but I wasn't my thoughts. I wasn't my emotions, my beliefs, my opinions. That wasn't the real me. So who was I? So I'm spirit, just as you were spirit, soul, consciousness, an extension of source, whatever resonates with you. So we just need to slow it down. Yep, everything will work out perfectly, and everything is working out in my favor. That's one of the best belief systems you can have. Everything is working out in my favor. The walls are falling, the sky is falling, everything's burning up, but everything's working in your favor. Sometimes we have to clear the deck and start anew, start fresh, to rebuild a new foundation, a stronger foundation, rooted in who we really are, not in the false kingdom of the mind, just built on sand. We want to build a nice firm foundation. And we know that everything's working on our favor to allow us to build that foundation. So I'll hang out for a couple more minutes. I see some people watching, but I haven't seen any comments from them. Let me know if they want some cards or anything. That's perfect. We're just relaxing. There's no right way to relax. We just want to stay present as we're relaxed. If you're relaxing and falling asleep, that's the mind's defense mechanism. It doesn't want to give up control. But when you're relaxed, you're here, you're aware, you're putting these gaps into the thought stream. You're getting closer and closer to that connection to who you really are, letting go of the mind pinching off your light, your knowledge, your wisdom. That the mind makes us forget, but we know that we know at a deeper level that makes absolutely no sense. You'll ask yourself a question, you'll have no idea, but then an insight will come to you, and you'll be like, aha, this is it. This is how I move forward. So every Friday I'll be live in both groups around 4 p.m. Well, next week it's Good Friday. No, it's not. It's a Black Friday here, the day after Thanksgiving. So I'll go earlier next Friday so I can enjoy some of the activities outside. That's one of my biggest things, is just to go explore life, to be like a little kid, to be playful, This is the joy of spirit, of just enjoying life. Not getting tied down to all the routines, all the rituals, all the doing, all the busyness. We just need to time out. So just sit here, relax, allow the eyes to soften if they're creating a distraction. Take a breath, feel your feet on the ground, letting go of the past week, the past hour, the past moment, and just being fully here where there's no anxiety, no stress, no issues. Fully stepping into your light, your power, knowing yourself as soul, as spirit, knowing that all is well, everything's working out in your favor, that makes no sense to the mind, that when you're in this space, this is where miracles are natural. You're getting rid of the mental interference that is blocking your miracle, whether it's miracle in finances, health, relationships, careers. You have this ability to get rid of the mental interference. The story is saying you can't do this, you don't have the right education, the right skill, you're the wrong sex, you're not the right age, you live in the wrong place of the world. All these stories are just junk, garbage, and we throw them out and we just be right here, right now. Standing in our power, standing in our truth, setting intentions, asking questions, not trying to figure things out, not trying to understand. And we just act on those impulses or instincts, trusting that wisdom that's deep within you, connected to all that is. And that's all that's really required of us. That we think our sole purpose, as we began this talk today, we think our sole purpose is go do all these grandiose things, these big ideas. But when you get there, it's like, I was off course. Let me reboot and see what I'm really meant to do. I recently heard someone, had like a $10 million business. They closed it down. They discovered it wasn't in alignment with who they are. So they're rebooting, restarting again. Why not? You can always hit reset. You can always start new and fresh. So just relax. There's infinite abundance in the world, in the universe. She had no fear about shutting down her whole business. It's like, I did it before, I can do it again, but in a way that aligns with me. Having that confidence, that faith in herself will move mountains. But if we have no confidence in ourselves, low, poor self-esteem from these mental stories, you feel like you're treading through the mud, through the swamp constantly. But once you have confidence, you're sure of yourself, then you're unstoppable. You can really create this world of your dreams, your desires. We're going beyond the head trash, beyond those stories. And beyond those stories, this head trash is you, a bright shining light, illuminating your path forward on what you're meant to do, that you choose to incarnate into this. To realize you were here before your grandmother was born. Let that sink in. You were here before your grandmother was born. Your consciousness never disappears. It comes in and out of different bodies, but we're always here, the one who sees through the eyes, the one who listens, the one who touches. That's you. You're not this flesh, although we get really attached to the flesh and we run into all sorts of issues. My hand doesn't work right, my knee doesn't work right, something wrong with my foot, I have a headache, and we get defined by the body, and lots of suffering occurs. So when the body is feeling uncomfortable, you focus on well-being as opposed to focusing on being sick. Focus on your well-being. My well-being is improving in each moment. I'm getting stronger and stronger in each moment. And you have that mindset and propel that forward. You focus on well-being, not the lack. You focus on the abundance, not the scarcity. You want to make sure that you're swimming downstream with your soul, your spirit, not swimming upstream against your spirit, your soul. So that's the overcoming, that's the battling, that's the fighting, that's swimming upstream against your spirit, your soul. Your spirit, your soul knows everything's in perfect order. Everything's working out in your favor. There's infinite abundance. There's nothing to overcome. It's just a matter of letting go and becoming that which you are. There's no battle. There's no struggle. That's of the mind. You relax into spirit and you move from this higher place into the life of your dreams, your desires. But I think one of the worst things they do for people is the fight against cancer. You fight against cancer, cancer sticks. You're giving it energy to stick around. Let's fight, let's battle, let's rumble. Cancer will stick. But you focus on the body being well, getting stronger in each moment. That's a much different energy. Yes, the body has cancer, but you are not that cancer. You don't need to fight it. Your spirit, your soul knows the way through that cancer. It can increase your immune system. It can clear that out. You are the miracle maker once you relax into who you really are. Because I've lost the ability to walk. I can walk fine today. It wasn't me trying to figure out how to walk. No, I let that go. Just follow the steps of spirit. Do yoga. Mine was protesting, I can't do yoga, balance is terrible, and all these stories. Ignore the mind, do yoga. 6 months later, no cane. So spirit knows, mind's just guessing. I'm going to wrap things up here. We're closing down to a half hour. And let's see what I want to talk about here for the last few minutes. And we're pulling out the shaman's card and see what I will talk about here. Very good. So the tradition card along with the dreams card. Simple. If you want to make your dreams come true, follow the traditional path of tuning into your soul. The traditional path of meditation, mindfulness, learning to be present. That's how you make your dreams come true. That's how you make your goals come true, not by mentally chasing, not by hard work. No, it's by relaxing into who we are and letting go of the outcome. You set the intention, I want to go to Hawaii, and we let it go. You give it to spirit. Do this, do that, do this. Before you know it, you'll be in Hawaii, because it wasn't your focus. You just followed these little steps. And I had a similar experience to that too. I had business cards at one time. I put Astoria, New York on the business card. I was not living in Astoria, New York like I am now. 6 months later, I'm living in Astoria. There was too many things had to happen for Astoria to happen. The mind couldn't figure out all those steps. But the universe moved certain things into place, and Astoria came to be. Because it wasn't my job to figure it out. It was just step by step. Spirit is guiding, nudges, intuition, insights. Or maybe your mind's too busy, so you're seeing pictures, you're seeing numbers, you're seeing music. And it reminds you of a loved one, how they would have approached it. And then you start acting on that wisdom as well. All right, we're coming down to a half hour here. So I wish everyone well. Take good care of yourself. I did have a little poll in the Beyond Head Trash group. Looks like we'll be doing a healing event. And I'll do another poll to see what time is best. Then we'll see what days are best. And we'll we'll get that scheduled so most people can attend that. And maybe I'll have 2 healing sessions if that's what's required. But I'm actually just returning you home to who you are. Allow the healing to come from within you and radiate out. That's the true healing. All right. Take good care of yourself. I'll talk to you soon.